Hey guys, what's going on? MKS here. Hope everyone's well. Back with part 3 of this video. Unfortunately, it's 1300 hours, so I hope it won't be an unlucky video without these strange superstitions. Anyway, sorry. I'll get back onto my video about my dreams for return football. I'll say, hope someone out there likes it. Hope it's fun, exciting, interesting. I do my best. Hopefully, I always improve as I go along. And as ever, I'd love to hear your opinions about what your thoughts so far, or what you think. Please comment as much as you can on each of these videos. I really appreciate it, especially if your comments are positive or uplifting, even if they're suggestions for improvement. I'm sure I've got some room for improvement. I'd love to be able to just make a video and it would be really good, but obviously I probably need a bit of practice as well. Just trying to have fun with it and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, and maybe should just enjoy thinking about time football or making videos and stuff like that a bit more, and just go with the flow, enjoy it more and stuff like that. So that's what I'm trying to do with my writing. So I try and just enjoy it rather than be stressed about it being a certain way or things like that. Also, on that note, I hope to draw or even dyslexic artists. Like when I stayed in Italy in Hotel Milan, I don't know if I should admit to this, but I don't know if perhaps I shouldn't have done this. I don't know if you class this as stealing, but I took where it said because I don't like to steal, but I took where it says what's it called? A sheet of paper which says that the laundry list, and I thought I'd write my ideas on it, and on the back, like a dyslexic person from Italy could draw a football pitch and draw different tactics, and dyslexic people share their ideas. Yeah, I'm not sure if I should admit that or not, but anyway, so I'm waffled enough for the intro, so I'm going to try and go straight into the list. I think that covers the intro, but yeah, sorry. So point 21, I hope, I know I come up with these quirky little punctuation and stuff like my writing, so I say, make all the very world of Italian football proud again, and I hope to have merchandise, footballs and things like that which say, make Italian football proud, or probably written in better punctuation than me, but make Italian football proud again, or things like that, or make Italian football great again, things like that. Like say footballs and football kits, or just general t-shirts or tops or clothing or whatever other merchandise can say make Italian football proud, and hope to encourage Italian companies and possibly if you're from the diaspora, how you pronounce it, to support Italian football, invest in it, and as I say, football pitches and things like that, and look at the past about how Italian football was one of the top, and hopefully we'll get back to those sorts of great days. 22, I hope to look to the future and again look at what could be changed in Italian football, to improve relations with the rest of the world via football. I was thinking in October, it's, as well as the Dyslexia Awareness Month, it's also Black History Month, so I was thinking, as I call it, Black History and Empowerment Month, or Dyslexia Awareness and Empowerment Month, and I was thinking in October, people from Italy could learn about dyslexia and again some of the strengths of dyslexia and dyslexics through football and tactics and what dyslexic people can do with creativity. So hopefully they'll treat dyslexic people who are in Italy a lot better, and also improve relations with the Black community. Say, for instance, look at France's team, which had lots of migration and lots of people from Africa, and look at players like Zidane, who's of Algerian descent, Mbappe, who's part Algerian and part Cameroonian, I think it's something like that, I can't quite remember, or Nigerian, I can't quite, half Nigerian, half Algerian, I think, or something, and probably one of the best players in the world, and Zidane, who was great, and Brazil, how diverse that is. So perhaps people from Italy can look and say that maybe diversity has its strengths. Like Brazil, they done really well. France did really well with a diverse team with lots of players of African descent. So a lot of those migrants might become good footballers. So maybe change the views over times a bit, and also look at the best black players who've played in Italy, and also the best players from Africa, like George Weah and players like that back in the day. For those who followed Serie A like I did in the 90s, Italian football, really great player, one of the best players probably in history. Really, I think maybe up there. Certainly, I'm sure he's one of the best players in the world at the time. He's a Liberian president. So yeah, seeing some great African players or players of African descent or black players who play in Italy. So in October, maybe can do something like that in Italy, so it can sort of improve the relations between Italian people and people from Africa and the rest of the world. And also, like in America, I think a lot of people call Italians Guineas or something like that, saying they're really from Africa or something like that. So it's like, it's what do you call it, an insult, but that could perhaps strengthen the make a positive from it. There could be a positive made from it, where Italians improve relations with the rest of the world, including the black community and people from Africa. Not sure if it'll work, but I think it's, as I say, it's one of my dreams. And 23, I hope to look at sponsors who can sponsor town football teams, town football pitches, youth teams to develop the game, and like, so Italians and people of Italian descent to support those companies, and they can use it for their PR. Like, for instance, Subways or Red Bull, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, companies like competing to invest the most into youth training facilities, football pitches, and all sorts of things that can help Italian football advance. 24, I hope to improve, as I say, make things like the Diplomacy Cup, so Italy will improve relations with the rest of the world. I also hope to unite Italians together, as I said before. Like on 17th of March is Italy's Unification Day, so I love Italians to unite over football and people from Italy to come together and play football and improve relations over football, socialise over football and things like that. 25, I hope for Italy to host events like the Republic Cup, which invites different republics or all possible republics from around the world, and also like the Tricolor Cup between countries like France and other countries that have tricolor, just like Italy, and also like the Stars and Stripes Cup, which invite people from America, especially Italian Americans, and possibly the diaspora, how to pronounce it, and also like the Stars and Stripes Cup could be like could be teams for America, but also teams that have like kit that has stripes on it, like Celtic or Newcastle or teams like that. It would be a bit difficult with like Sunderland because they're rivals of Newcastle, but maybe for this specific event it could be. And 26, ironically, I hope to use some British humour. Like once, when me and my dad had an argument, my dad phoned me the next day and he said I was really out of order, but I just woke up and I was really tired. So he said, I'll make up for it by letting you buy me a drink. So a little bit of humour, but I thought it would be interesting if Italy say, we'll make up for the countries we've colonised by, I only support Italy for football, but we'll make up for countries we colonised by allowing you to play football with us, by allowing you to help us practice in football. But also, like, Italy could host fundraising events to make up for like trying to invade countries like Ethiopia or Tunisia, or countries like that. So like, go to those countries and play football and tour those countries, and those countries could use that money to invest in technology and business and stuff like that. But at the same time, Italy could be, I know it's a quirky idea of mine, but Italy could help, it could help Italian players, especially at youth level, to practice more. I hope that makes some sense, but because I support Africa for technology, so like Italians could do fundraisers for African tech with football. And 27, again, I hope to support to reward any sponsors of Italian football, like Italians to buy, or people, fans of Italian football, to buy from companies that invest in Italian football, and things like that. 28, I hope to turn some of the negatives in Italian football into positives. I say, like, from defensive football to go play more attacking football, to have an anti-corruption sort of organisation in Italy for Italian football, and to try and root corruption out of football generally, which I think would be quite ironic considering Italy was known to be quite corrupt in football and like match fixing, unfortunately, things like that. So turn from a negative to a positive. Again, I hope that makes sense. 29, I hope to encourage Anglo-Indians to be united for Italian football. I'm thinking of making a video, AIs united for Italian football. Like, people might think it's artificial intelligence, but it's Anglo-Indians. So Anglo-Indians like myself to support Italian football around the world. Anglo-Indians around the world, sorry, to support Italian football and be united with Italian survival football. Another quirky idea of mine, and again, dyslexic people show what we can contribute, and people with learning disabilities generally show what we can contribute to Italian football. And like, say, in Italy, in schools, like, people could look at people with learning disabilities such as dyslexia or ADHD and say they contribute to the football and stuff like that. And that kind of thing. And point 30, again, once again, hope to make Italian football the top country or top place for football around the world, and to put Italy number one, as I mentioned in point 1. I thought I'd say the best of last again and repeat that point. And I think there were points I forgot to mention in point 10. I knew there was probably something I missed, but yeah, I think like this quirky idea where like the Italian government could invest 10% of its revenue or even GDP or wealth into the development of Italian football. My favourite figure, like 10%, and also like help to train 10% of the population in football to have careers in football, like, and also if they get injured, like have funding so that they would be, so they can do football as a career. And if they do get an injury and they can't make it professional, they still, so more people could take that risk. I hope that makes sense again, but that's another quirky idea of mine. But yeah, my favourite figure is to say 10%. So 10% of people in Italy involved in football in some way as a career. And again, if they get injuries, like the Italian government to have funding so that it encourages people to take that risk to try and become footballers. And if they get injured, they can have that. They still have funding to support them financially if they can't play football anymore. If they get a broken leg or anything, injury like that, or torn ligaments or anything like that, they could still be financially supported if they can no longer play. And as I say, 10% of the GDP or even wealth of the country could be reinvested into football to make Italian football proud. As I say, I know I think out of the box, and these are some very quirky ideas, and maybe they're a bit idealistic of me, or over ambitious, or whatnot. But I'd love to know what you think. Like, do you think these ideas are a bit daft or stupid or immature? Do you think they're quite interesting, or maybe they're interesting but immature? Do you think they're workable? Or do you think like we can achieve things that we think are impossible if we work together? And what do you think of Italian football? And could you, what would you change about it? And things like that. As I say, I'd love to hear your opinion. Sorry if I waffled a bit. And I hope my ideas make at least some sense, or at least some of them, preferably as much sense as possible. And maybe I'd love to know, do you think Italian football should, the Italian FA, Italian football school should listen to my ideas? Like, do you think that, and dyslexic people, do you think, I'd love to know, what, especially if you're dyslexic yourself, do you think there are strengths that dyslexic people and other people with learning disabilities, such as ADHD especially, could contribute to Italian football? I think the main ones would probably be dyslexia and ADHD. I'm not sure if other learning disabled or neurodiverse backgrounds would specifically be. I'm not sure if people with autism or other learning disabilities would have specific, but maybe even some people with autism might have some great ideas for Italian football, thinking out the box. Like a lot of people say that they think I come across a bit autistic, possibly. I think I got a diagnosis of dyslexia, and like I went to a occupational assessment, and they said that they think I have dyspraxia. So I don't think I've been officially diagnosed as dyspraxic, but a lot of people like my mum think I might be slightly autistic, dare I say. But anyway, again, hope I make sense. Sorry if I'm waffling. I think that covers all my ideas. Don't know if I'll make another video covering more ideas I might forgot. Peace and out.